Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Magi, the Kingdom of Magic, episode 23 review. That is 2-3 of Magi. So, of course, the episode link is going to be in the description box down below on Crunchyroll.com. And, of course, if you cannot view it due to certain issues, region issues, you don't want to, you guys know the drill. Google, Bing, Yahoo, go. Now, before I get started, you guys can see right there. Yeah. Yo, that's right. That's not mine. That is going to be given to one of my patrons on patreon.com. We have made the goal possible, and someone is winning a PlayStation 4. You see, motherfuckers want to doubt the king, so stop doubting the king. When the king says something, the king is gonna do it. That's just the way it is. And I must thank the Raichus on patreon.com who made that possible. So at the end of this week, what we're going to do here is that we're going to have the list of names, the guys who actually made that possible, the guys and the ladies and gentlemen who made that possible. And someone's going to win that via lottery raffle style. So basically, if you guys want to be a part of this, then simply go down in the description box below on patreon.com. Now, that being said, this week's episode of Magi, yeah. Well, first of all, let me get this out of the way. The pacing was good. I thought it was well paced because we did cover a lot of ground. Because normally, a lot of times, pacing ties with progression. And we actually spent a fair amount of time on not only learning about what this thing in the sky is, we learned about the medium. We got to see Aladdin actually have, I guess, kind of a discussion, a compromise, if you'd call it, with Cohen. And then, of course, we see Cohen actually summon most, because Hakuyu didn't show up, but he actually called most of the the Metal Vessel users in the Ko Empire. And now we're having this fight against the medium, wherein which at the end of the episode we actually see Alibaba and Cohen coordinate with their fire djinns and do a combo and actually able to slice the medium, and the medium explodes. So is it over? I have no idea, though I must point out that there are 2 episodes remaining for this season. So I highly doubt it's over, but we'll see where it goes. So it was well paced, and because of that reason, we actually did make a lot of segue into the overall series. However, the animation, no, seriously, it was sloppy. It was very, very sloppy, right? Like a sloppy Joe sandwich, and you have no napkin. Like, it's all over the place. You're like, and it's everywhere, man. You got meat on your lap, and you're like, what the hell, man? You have nothing. You have no bib, you have no paper towel, nothing. You're just covered in sloppy Joe. And honestly, I thought it was very disappointing, because the animation should have been on point. It should have been on point, because this, I think, is what they were actually pushing the pacing for. Because the overall pacing of the entire series, the season of Magi Kingdom of Magic, was actually, it's very fast paced, and I figured that because they want to get to this point in time to where they were going to showcase a lot of stuff when it came to the fighting between the medium and most of the Metal Vessel users of the Ko Empire and Aladdin and Alibaba. But I was surprised when I'm watching the episode, and I'm like, really? Like, this animation is, it's very subpar. It's very subpar at best. So, I mean, the only good scene that I thought that was actually very well animated was when we first see, Aladdin summon the djinn. And all the djinn are like, you summoned us, oh my, and they're looking all badass. especially Amon with his old ass beard, like yeah, oh my. And I think another very well animated scene was when Cohen uses Agris, I think it's called, and it's the Jinn that actually has the, basically it's amazing how like it does like a beam on the ground, Cohen, and then it makes like this giant like cone. No, not a cone, but like basically it's like a giant cylindrical pillar that comes out of the ground, and then he opens like one of the veins of the earth itself, where he releases all the magma flow from the earth, and he uses that to actually reinforce his Magi for his fire Jinn. So he's working in cohesion with two Jinns at once, which is phenomenal. And actually, now that I think about it, from that aspect alone, I guess you can kind of say that when it comes to Cohen, his three Jinn are kind of centered around fire. Because there's Phoenix, and Phoenix, you know, Phoenix rise from the ashes, so on and so forth. That's fire-based. Then, of course, there is the one we just saw, Agris, wherein which Agris is like, it's kind of earth-based. It's more so earth-based, but then at the end of the day, the result was magma flow. And then finally, the other one, I forgot the other one, like the one he used for the white fire, that's, you know, of course, fire-based as well. So you can kind of say that he has three Jinn centered around fire, which is, you know, very different from Sinbad, who has 7 Jinn, and one of them was wind. One, I mean, Zepar is like sound, like mini thing. Notice that both Cohen and Sinbad have mini Jinn, so that was kind of cool, because you know those two are comparable in so many ways. I mean, even Aladdin at the beginning of the episode said that he's just like Sinbad in the sense that I feel like I shouldn't be telling him this kind of information. So, but that being said, those were the only 2 good scenes that I thought were actually very well animated. The rest of the stuff was like, yeah, it wasn't good, animation-wise. It just wasn't. I'm very sorry to say that. At least, of course, that's my personal opinion. But that's from what I saw. Like, for example, I saw a lot of rehashed scenes. I did. When they were flying around, they seemed very slow. They seemed very sluggish. Where in the manga, it seemed like they were blitzing around at a very you know, fast pace. Even when it came to Kome's and his introduction of his Jinn powers, which obviously involves space-time. It's very obvious. Well, no, mainly space. I want to say time, but mainly space. Well, no, maybe it's space-time. Who knows? But even those scenes weren't that well animated. So overall, animation-wise, I thought it could have been a lot better. Now, when it comes to the meat, first of all, we learn a lot of things about what that thing in the sky is. Pretty much, it's the incarnation of evil. The name of the thing in the sky is called Ilah. And Ilah is a higher order being on another dimension. Now, it could be a parallel dimension, or it could be a higher dimension. Amon doesn't specify. But it could be, again, it could be a parallel dimension, or it could be a higher dimension. And all we know is that it has immense power, to where in which if Ilah touches down, you know, touchdown, alright? Brady style. Money. The thing is that its hands, quote unquote, will encompass the world. And it will be a world of death and no sound, no life, devoid of everything. And the sun itself will turn black. Or at least the way the sun will be portrayed from the planet will be black. It's not like the sun itself is going to turn black. No. As far as we know, the sun from the outlook of the planet will be black. And basically life wiper, alright? Like, let's keep it simple. The dude's a life wiper, alright? And you don't want that shit to go down. And this is what Al Thaman were hoping for. I mean, these guys are weird. Like, when you think about it, wouldn't they die if this thing would touch down and kill everyone? Like, wouldn't they die as a result? I mean, maybe they want to die. Maybe they want to join their quote-unquote father in death and shit. And join forever in darkness. I have no idea. But, because Gyokuen, she's pumped. Or she's stoked. She's like, yeah, daddy's home. Yeah. So, it is what it is. But again, clearly weird individuals. Now, when it comes to the other stuff in the chat, in the episode, first of all, Cohen, because after they talk and after Almon explains what's happening here, Larage slipped. She slipped, alright? There was a banana peel, and she just ran into it, slipped. She pulled a Charlie Brown. Yeah. And basically, she slips up in the sense that Amatoran, the other world, was destroyed. And then Cohen reveals, because he's actually dived into this, and he explains how, well, first of all, when the Jinn of Cohen are summoned, they call him the incarnation of a very prominent, powerful king. And then, when Amon is talking to Aladdin, he calls Aladdin the incarnation of Solomon. And how the Jinn, remember how they always refer to Solomon as their lord. As in, like, Solomon is the creator of the Jinn. And Solomon is the dude that we saw in the flashback or the dream that Aladdin had several times. So he's the incarnation of King Solomon, which means a lot. That means so much. You have no idea. Now, the thing I want to point out though is that Cohen, after hearing this slip up, he said, no. So I know some stuff. I want in. I ain't gonna, even though the world's gonna end, I ain't gonna do a damn thing unless you fill me in. Alright? You get what I mean, Magi? I don't mean green, I mean knowledge. Because knowledge is power. So, after some persuasion from Cohen's side, Aladdin is going to give Cohen what he wants. So, the deal here is after this is over, after they succeed in being the medium and they succeed in saving the world, Zewelda, Dio, basically what's going to happen is that Aladdin's going to have a nice, one-on-one chat. Who knows? Maybe a group thing. I have no idea. Well, no, I do have an idea, but whatever. They're going to have a talk about Almatora, him and the Magi, alright? That's what he wants, right? He wants some intel. So, I don't mean a processor. I mean, he wants some actual info dump. So, that's going to be fascinating when they get to that. Let me not say anything else. So, that being said, when it comes to the medium itself, and that's where we're going to end off this chapter review, the medium itself is actually alive, which makes perfect sense. When you take into consideration what Mogamet said about, right before he died, he's like, wait, you want more Magi? You want more Magoi? For what purpose? Why? Who are you in that deep hole? He's implying Mogamet, it seemed as if he was talking to someone, and that someone was probably the medium. And what we find out is that the medium is spewing out all of these black jinn. And according to Aladdin, Kogyoku, Cohen, Aladdin himself, Alibaba, all the people there need to take out 10,000 jinn just to try and diminish the Borg of the medium. So the medium is very powerful. And apparently we have two dudes from Al Thaman, and they're watching this thing go down. And then we have, of course, Ren Gilkun herself, and she's just chilling. She's like, yeah, she's on her throne watching from afar. Because, I guess with magic, you can do that. And pretty much, it would have taken a lot of time had not the efforts of Cohen. The efforts of Cohen made taking out 10,000 black jinn. And mind you, these black jinn are on a level above the regular black jinn. And it took the efforts of Cohen to beat these jinn within a few minutes. It was over. Alright, he made the vein from the earth. He made the lava spew. He took the Magoi from the lava. Then he did an extreme magic combo with Alibaba. And it was funny too, because maybe it was just me, but the way it seemed as if Cohen was face planting Alibaba into the magma. He's like, yo, absorb this shit. Let's go. So that was hilarious. And then we actually see an extreme magic combination, because they both have fire types. An extreme magic combination of the white fire of Cohen and the supposed hellfire of Alibaba. And we see what his extreme magic is, and it's basically like a giant flame dude. I mean, even though Cohen's is clearly more powerful, because it's like a giant white flame serpent that incinerates everything, Alibaba's looks pretty cool too. It looks cooler in my personal opinion, because it's like a giant flame sword dude. And then they merge in power. And then the hellfire and the white fire were able to pierce the medium. So overall, in the sense of progression, it's good. It's very good. When it comes to knowledge, we got a lot of information about what that thing in the sky is, and the medium, and Almatoron, and so we now know that what happened in that flashback was another world somewhere. We have no idea where. And it does tie into the dungeons, probably, because again, every time we see like the dungeons, it's as if like they're being sucked into another planet. So I mean, I'm just pointing out right there. But when it comes to the actual animation, it does mitigate the episode. I'm sorry, it does. Overall rating, I thought it was good. It could have been great, but it was good. So I'm gonna leave it at that. So King Lightning, the rating is good. Be sure, of course, rate the video, comment, subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day. And if you want to be a part of this, go down in the description box below, patreon.com. Go. So, peace. Have a nice night.